Yes, we are live, James T. Good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. Oh man, we having some technical difficulties here. Antonio Woodbury and I here. James T, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir. I can't see you, but I can hear you loud and clear, and that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So we're going to go right ahead, Mr. Henderson, and hey, you can act like they can see you, even though you can't see you, unless you want to put up a mirror in front of you and Antonio. So now it just went to me. Now, are you still there? Uh-oh, I think I've lost them. Hi, everybody. Well, if we're live, we'll see if Mr. Henderson and they're coming back.
Can you
Okay.
hear me, James? Can you
I
hear
can
me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. So, Mr. Henderson, we're gonna act just like, hey, just like you close your eyes. They can see you, but we can't. But
Use
let's go.
imagination, right?
Yeah, use hey, they know what you look like now. They may not know what Antonio looks like. So
Yeah.
he's the one that's gonna lose out on this. But good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. We are having some difficulties from our main studio, and we're hoping to get that taken care of. But if not, we do believe that there's information that you need. Earlier this week, I spoke with Mr. Henderson and told him, I said, I'm seeing all these commercials on TV, it's almost like it's a scare tactic. And Antonio can speak to that because it seems as though people are truly concerned about, wait, I thought I had health insurance. I thought I had this. I thought I had that. And I saw some of the commercials telling people saying, no, you need to check in because you may not have C and you may not have this. And I said, wait a minute. I would get confused. So, Mr. Henderson, hey, you and Antonio help us to understand what is now happening and what people must do in order to be insured or be sure that they're insured.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Apologize for we having some technical difficulty over here at the Henderson Financial Group Studios. I don't know what happened with the cameras, but hey, we're still in here. I got my daughter Hyacinth doing FaceTime with me. See, my daughter Hyacinth doing FaceTime with me and trying to figure this out. Tonio, yeah, hey,
Good morning. Good morning.
Antonio, tell us what is happening and what is this all about? And new enrollment time, and people are really, really wondering, am I covered? Am I fully covered? How do I get covered? What should I do to make sure that I'm covered? So help us out with that.
So one of the things that people should do is get with a Medicare Advantage broker. The reason why to get with a broker is because they have so many different plans that's out here.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that they're not talking about on those commercials is that Part B is being increased by
Oh,
by $9.80. So for 2023, it's currently is 164.90, but now they're increasing it to $174.70. A lot
okay.
of people don't know that.
Okay, now, Antonio, this increase in payment does it cover everything that one would need under what they called Obamacare?
No, so this is for Medicare.
Yeah, two
Okay.
different things now.
Yes.
One is Obamacare. That's like football. We're playing basketball right now, so they're totally different. Even though they deal with health care, one Obamacare ends when you're 65 years old, and Medicare comes in. So
Mm-hmm.
Obamacare, it ends when you're 65 years old if you apply for Medicare. And Medicare is for 65 people like me, 65 years and older. Then you don't get Obamacare. You understand? So that
Mm-hmm.
so it's two leagues. In other words, it's a Obamacare for people who just working and they haven't applied for Medicare yet. Then you can do Obamacare. But when you're 65, you can leave that league, the Obamacare league, and now they have a whole new league that you into age 65 or younger if you're disabled. You
For
can go
more than
into
2 years, correct.
you can go to Medicare, but you can't but you can't be in both leagues. You can't be, you know, at the same time. You can't be Obamacare and Medicare.
One of the things that I saw, Rob and Antonio, was that they kept emphasizing that there's now a C. What's that C all about?
So C is a private insurance company. C has been around for about 25 years. So you get Part A and Part B from Medicare, the government. So most people, they can get Part A if they have worked for 10 years or 40 quarters. It's some people that don't get it, because I had a client last week. She called. She's only been in the country for 6 years. So she doesn't qualify for Part A because she hasn't did 10 years.
Okay, wait. All right. So that Part A is what?
Part A is hospital.
Okay.
Part B is medical.
And Part C is
Part C. No. Part C is a private insurance like a Humana, Aetna, Preferred Care Partners, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and then you have Part D, which is prescription.
Okay.
So
before we go, what's the advantage of this? Because I know why they were talking about us Part C, because they want to do business with you, right? Is that the right assumption?
Yes, that's correct. So so during this season right now, like you've been seeing, and a lot of people been seeing, they're spending a lot of money on advertisement for these different insurance companies. They're popping up. As a matter of fact, I was watching a football game. I think it was Thanksgiving, and they did a side by side. So as the football show was going on, they had an insurance company right next to it telling people about Medicare. So it's a huge industry. And again, you are right about them trying to get people confused, because you'll have a plan that'll say, well, if you come over here, we can give you $4,000 a year. But that's all bait and switch, because once they get you on the phone, and if you don't qualify for if you don't qualify for those benefits, then they're trying to get you to get on the plan anyway.
So the way I look at it, because James, what I do a lot to help me to discern and get understanding, I have to look at it, and I use metaphors. So this whole Medicare Advantage plan, you know, when you go to a restaurant, some restaurants, you go to a restaurant and, you know, you get a meal. They may come with, you know, a meat or fish and two sides, you know, vegetables, it's a package deal. You'll say, okay, I'm going to get this chicken and rice and some vegetables that come with that's a dinner. That's a meal, you know. And then sometimes you go to a restaurant, they'll say it's a la carte. Now, mainly those expensive restaurants can be a la carte. A la carte mean, you know, you pick your meal, you pick your meat, whether you're gonna have, you know, chicken, you know, fish or turkey or whatever, and you go, okay, I want that. What are my sides? No, you got to pay for the sides. You got to pay for, if you want string beans or rice or broccoli, then that's extra. So you pay for it. So some stuff a la carte. When it comes to Medicare, you could do an a la carte, or you can do a combo. Now, when I'm thinking about combo, now I'm thinking about, you know, the fast foods. You know, give me a combo. Why I got a Whopper frying Coke, a combo. You know what I mean? So you got a Medicare combo. That's Medicare Advantage plan. They give you A, B, and C. That's a combo.
And
D. So you get all that in combo. So some people like me, Robert Henderson, I got a combo. I got a combo. I ain't getting ready to pay for this and that, A, B, and then C, and then D, drug plan and all that. No. Give me a combo and be done with it. So I got Medicare Advantage plan. Medicare Advantage plans, those are combos. But if you want to get the A, B, you have to get a drug plan, you know, and you got to get some sort of prescription plan. They really confuse people. That's why people like Antonio, you know, will always have, you know, clients, because this government system is very confusing, and it continues to change every year on who's given what and what advantages. Like Simply may say, Simply versus Humana may say, hey, you can get dentures free. And then Humana may say, well, you can get eyeglasses free. And then, you know, they may have it this year, then next year they may swap it. You can get, you know, free meals. So when you have a plan, it's not etched in stone. You just keep using it because they always change. They change what's on the menu. They change what's good.
So wait a minute. So what I'm hearing from you, Rob and Antonio, is that each year you should get a person like Antonio to take a look at what you have, what you don't have, what is covered, because life changes,
Menu changes.
yeah, menu changes, but our health changes as well. So
Right.
when you find out what your quote unquote age is and what is available to you, then you want to know, now what should I get to be totally covered? Like you said, Rob, some people may say I can't afford the combo like Rob, but then I must prioritize on what my basic needs are based on what the doctor is telling me that my health issues are. Hey, help me out, Antonio.
You was going good until you say cannot afford like Rob.
So Mr. Henderson has a combo. A combo is more of a value.
Yeah,
It's a value. When
Yeah.
you go a la carte, that's when you start coming out your pocket.
yeah. I got the cheaper plan. I got the value pack. A la carte always costs more. Them restaurants always cost more when you have to pay
Wait.
a la
Okay.
carte.
All right,
I
but
got the
Rob,
combo.
if you got the combo, but what happens? Do you have to go out of pocket if you come up with certain quote unquote situations that are not covered? What's going to happen to him, Antonio, if he comes up with that value pack?
So most times we look at every aspect of what could happen in the future. And right now, currently, Mr. Henderson is really, I don't consider him a senior because he still exercises and he's taking full advantage of everything that's inside the combo. Like, for example, you can have a plan this year for 2023. They can be giving you a card that you can use for dental, vision, and hearing for $2,500. So just in case.
No. When he say four, that means they're gonna give you
Right.
2,500 for all of that.
Right. So that's extra on the plan. But for 2024, they bait and switch you and say, hey, hold on, we're not giving the 2,500 no more. What we're gonna do now is give you $500. A lot of people, right? That's a huge drop.
Yeah, in other words, in this combo plan that I have, they say, okay, for 2023, you got $2,500 to go to the dentist, go to the eyeglasses, go to the doctor, whatever you want to do. We give you 25% coupon, a $2,500 coupon. Okay, go use it how you want to. Okay, now that's for 2023. So 2024, they take that off the menu. It goes from $2,500. Now they can say, okay, we're gonna give you $500. A lot of people not aware of every year the plans change and what they take, what's in the value pack, what's in the combo. They change it, man. And that's the thing, because a lot of people just get stuck on this particular menu, this particular plan. All of them change up every year. I don't care who it is. And that's why you need someone like the Henderson Financial Group, Antonio here, so we can actually go over your particular plan, look at your prescription drugs that you're now taking or not taking, and we'll tell you which plan gives you most value. That's what the Henderson Financial Group do. That's what we do. That's how we're total full service financial service plan. That's how we're a full service financial planning a company, because we look at you holistic. We look at every aspect of your financial life.
Now, would you find, Antonio, that most people think that what they got 5 years ago, they still have, or 4 years ago, and they don't realize that they really must annually have someone take a look at the plan to find out what's best for them?
Thousands of people feel like the plan that they got when they were 65 and they're 85 now, 20 years later, they still have that same plan. It's almost like driving a car and just putting gas in it. That's it. They're not changing the tires. They're not getting oil change, tune-ups. They're not even cleaning the car.
Yeah.
So when they get a plan, they stay stuck and say, you know what, this plan is the best plan for me. But what happens is things go up and down. They start losing doctors and they're like, well, this plan here is what I need. When you can really change plans 3 times a year. The reason why I say that is because it's always something going on. It's always a issue or concern. For example, they had a special enrollment when we had this storm a couple months ago. People can change during that time. You can change if your income goes down and you get Medicaid. So when I talk to people, I always let them know, listen, you don't have to stay stuck in this plan because these plans change. And then sometimes a doctor can get dropped from a plan. And right now I'm working with these two African doctors down here at North Shore, and they're getting dropped from a few insurance companies. So they're scrambling now, calling thousands and thousands of clients to make sure that they stay with the doctors. So it's either you're going to stay with your doctors or you switch the plans. But it's again, it's so much information, and you have doctors, architects, they don't even understand the plans.
Well, you said something important. You said these two
African
doctors, they're being dropped from certain plans. So now they're scrambling because they need to have plans for their patients.
Mm-hmm.
Why would an insurance company drop a doctor?
Politics. Sometimes they might have another doctor that's across the hall or down the street that they value more than that doctor. And also the risk, because these doctors, these are podiatrists, meaning doctors that work on your feet, as far as clipping your toenails and things of that nature. It's high risk because they see so many patients. They see each doctor in that facility see 92 patients a day.
Yeah. Wow. You know, James, it reminds me of when I look at this stuff, you know, because words to me always get in the way. I always got to get a visual. I got to get a visual of what's going on. And it seems like when you come to, you know, Medicare and all these different companies, it's like restaurants with different menus, and the menus change, you know, and sometimes, you know, you may get stuck on, you know, going to this restaurant, and then all of a sudden they don't have the meatloaf like you always liked it for years. They change it, you know, for whatever reason. And why did they change it? They change it because the meatloaf company might have going to charge them more, and they can't make any money on it. But it's always something, the reason why they change it. So most people, when they sign up with a Medicare plan, a Medicare Advantage plan, especially when it's Humana or Simply or Care Plus or who's another one? Man, so
Blue Cross Blue Shield,
Cigna. I mean, it's Aetna. It's so many different. They make a lot of money for getting our business. But then again, they can constantly change their menu from year to year. That's why it's a good idea to get an annual checkup on your benefits and what's good. It reminds me of like Costco, Walmart, BJ's, Sedano's. They all have, a lot of them carry the same stuff, but at different prices. So you may have a Humana, you may have a Simply, you may have a Aetna. They may say, yeah, we have a drug program, but all them prices are different. They're different. So that's why it becomes so difficult for just a layperson to cipher through all these different changes, because you don't really know. I mean, you go into Costco to get some, but Publix got buy one get one free on the same item, you know, that day. So it becomes like a maze, and they know the general public do not understand this. And you know, as long as you sign up, you know, they're making money. I would say at least 90% of people have the wrong plan.
Oh
high.
my goodness.
That's high.
That's Rob. But here's what frightens me. All of a sudden you have a need for some medical situation and you don't have coverage. Now, my goodness, Rob or Antonio, what happens in situations like that if your plan doesn't cover the medical attention that you need?
Well, one of the things is you can get with a Medicare Advantage broker to see what is it that this person actually needs. Because again, it's always a way through the maze. And what I mean by that is it's always a way to switch from one plan to the next. And for example, I had a client that I talked to in 2021. She came back up 2023 through this doctor down here because they're switching. And she currently has AvMed, and she has this pump that's connected to her body, and that's called Dural Medical Equipment. So with AvMed, it's called Zero. If she's with AvMed, But if she was to go to another plan, it would cost her 20%.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
like Mr. Henderson was just saying, it's so many different avenues with this stuff. Like, for example, you can say, well, I need to get this metformin. Metformin is a medication for diabetic people. Most times it's a tier 1 drug. They have different tiers far as medication. It all depends on how serious this medication is. But you can say, well, I get my medication from Walgreens. Walgreens might not be a preferred pharmacist compared to CVS, because if you go to CVS, it could be zero. It could be preferred. Sometimes people need mail-in orders. So it all depends on, it's so many different compartments when you're dealing with these different insurance companies and also medication, because just because, they giving, free glasses, you might need to get your teeth done. So you got to find out, okay, or you might need more you might need more funds for prescriptions. So like Mr. Henderson was saying, it's different things, and it all depends on your actual needs. You can't go off of what my brother Bob, he got
what your friend
Aetna.
have, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna just go with what he has. Y'all don't take the same medications. And also, Bob enjoys going to Silver Sneakers. He goes to the gym every day. You like to sit on the couch and watch the stories.
And also, Bob may live in a different county. He may live in Dade County, and you may live in Broward County. So the rules and the plans actually literally change.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
The plans that are in Dade County, same company, same Humana, same Simply, same AFMed, that plan is totally different for the people who live in Broward. And that plan, the same Humana, the same Simply, the same Aetna, that plan is different from Palm Beach. It's really confusing. That's when Tony O said that you really need to have a broker. What he means by that is you have to have an independent advisor. That's why at the Henderson Financial Group, we do everything independent. In other words, we don't work for the man or the woman. We look at the holistic part and see what plan will work best for you, just like we do financial planning. It's an individual thing. So it depends on if you live in Georgia. Georgia, the same plan in Georgia is not the same, even though it's by the same company. It's not the same plan that it is in Florida or Miami or Fort Pierce.
Now, Rob, you just told me why I need Antonio to move in my house. Because we need to talk to him every day. No, but that I was just joking about that. But the fact is, what I'm saying is, people don't realize how important an Antonio is or would be as an advisor, letting them know what works best for them based on their age, their medical needs, and now you're telling me where they live.
Location is very important. Location is extremely. Your zip code matters. Yeah. It really, really does. I'm gonna say it again. Your zip code and the amount and the type of coverage that you receive or can receive matters. I'm telling you. So, and see, this what the average layperson don't understand and don't know this. And oftentimes when we have a problem, let's say if you're with Humana and you want to get something, but you can't get any results, or it's going to cost you whatever the prescription drug may cost you more. If you call Humana, they're going to tell you this is all what we have. So when you want to get advice, it's better to get outside counsel. In other words, outside advisors to be independent. Because see, here at the Henderson Financial Group, we are Medicare specialists. So we don't belong to any particular company. We look at them all. We like, you know how a travel agent will look at the board and see which airlines is the best to get you where you need to and the most cost effective. We don't really care if it's Delta or American or Southwest, whatever you need, the time you need to go, the most cost effective, that's what you need to understand and what you need to have. And that we do that not only with financial planning, we also do this the same principle, James. The names change, it changes, but the approach, the principle is still the same. You got to analyze, diagnose, and then prescribe. Analyze individually a person's situation, Then we got to
Right.
diagnose what they need, and then we prescribe a plan for them. You know.
Well, I can hear Linda saying what the people are saying. Okay, now you telling me I need this analyst, this Antonio. What is it gonna cost me? What is it gonna cost me to have an Antonio take a look at my plan for me and my spouse, or me and my whatever, and to direct me as to what I need to do, as he said, sometimes several times a year, because needs change, health, medical needs change, and therefore an Antonio throughout the year could be a lifesaver in many ways. My my physical life and my financial life. So what does it take, Mr. Henderson or Antonio?
Well, this is one thing that's really good, is because I'll let Antonio tell you, but the patient, the client, out of pocket don't pay Antonio a dime. You don't pay the Henderson Financial Group a dime.
Whoa, Mr. Henderson, that sounds crazy.
We get compensated now.
Okay.
We get compensated, but we get compensated from the government.
Oh my God! You mean to tell me I could call there Monday and explain to you, because I'm probably have to make an appointment, but make an appointment to get you to take a look at what my household needs. If it's a female, her husband, she and her husband, and maybe a dependent child that has health care, that they can call. And once they can talk to Mr. Antonio, there's no out-of-pocket cost from me to get the information that I need, to get the best plan that I need.
No, you don't need a dime. And
100% right what you just said.
Come on now, come on.
But it's one thing. It's one thing I do. It's one thing that I do need. I need for them to have before they call is all your prescriptions and all your medication. All your prescriptions and all of your doctors, because once we get on the phone, it's going to take probably 30 to 45 minutes to go through all your, if you take medications. But that's pretty much it. And then I can see what your doctors take, what plan is the best, because they give you an annual cost of your medications. I can tell you what plan is a tier 1 compared to a tier 3, meaning your drugs. So if you're over here with Humana and you got a medication, they might be charging you $33 a month for a prescription, and you can get it for simply at zero cost. But again, a lot of people, James T, a lot of people don't even think that it's really necessary to have a Medicare Advantage person to call. I mean, broker to call, because people move from state to state, city to city. And then once they go into another town or another state, they get shocked. I had a client who moved from Miramar to Georgia. She moved to a small town, and this town only had PPOs. PPOs is more of a costly plan. And she was blown away because she was so accustomed to getting everything at no cost. Now to go to the hospital, for a 4-day stay can cost her $2,000.
Again, zip code, state, county makes a big difference. And that's why you need an advisor to advise you on, what are the pros and cons of your actions.
Let me take care of a little housekeeping here, because I see people are joining us. Just in case you're just joining us, this morning we did have some technical issues, of course, at our main studio. So you're hearing Mr. Henderson and Antonio Woodbury, although you can't see their beautiful faces, but we thought this was so important that we would go on with the audio, and you could just take a look at my face, but nevertheless, so if you're checking in, and I see where Deborah has said this is good information, and Mrs. Moore, I think this is Mrs. Moore, or Mr. Moore, I'm not sure, saying good morning. Denise Ward is there, and Miss Vickers is saying good morning, everyone. Mr. Henderson, could you give me a call after the program, please?
Yes, I definitely call you right after the program, Ms. Vickers.
Yeah, and also we have Ms. Redhead and a host of others. But if you're listening now while we are live, and you would like to enter in a question, you can do that. And I'll pass that on to Mr. Woodbury.
You know, we can repeat, we can cover this again next Saturday. I have to
Okay.
check Antonio's schedule, but we can once we get the cameras back operating, and we can repeat this because it's worth repeating, even though it's on Facebook and it's also on YouTube. But it's worth repeating because, you know, you might have missed something, or we didn't cover something this time, because we can't cover everything in this 1 hour. But we'll be happy to go over it again. And even if you're not 65 years old or disabled, because you have to be disabled or 65 years old in order to qualify for Medicare. And oftentimes people get Medicare and Medicaid confused, even though both of them say Meta. Medicare is for people who ordinarily have worked for at least 10 years. Okay. And they have, and you have to have 40 quarters. Each quarter, every 3 months, is considered a quarter. So there's 4 quarters in a year. So every 3 months, from January to March is 1 quarter. From March to June, it's a 2nd quarter, and so on. Okay. So once you get in 40 quarters, if you think about that, if each in the year that we have 4 quarters, from January to March, from March to June, from June to September, and then from there to December, that's 4 quarters. If you do that 10 years, that's your 40 quarters. You qualify for Medicare. Now, you don't have to do it consecutively. You don't have to have worked 10 years straight. You could have worked 2 years and just didn't work for another 3 years, then come back and work another 3 years, and don't work another year, and go to move another, and then come back. Over your lifetime, if you can piece together that you have added up to 10 years of working cumulative, you have 40 quarters and you qualify for Medicare.
Now, that's qualification, Mr. Henderson, for these different programs. Is it based on whatever your health issues may be?
No, when you get Medicare, you qualify regardless of your health issue. But if you became disabled, when you was, Antonio, you have people 40, 45, 18 years old on Medicare because they're considered totally disabled or partially disabled.
Right.
You really have to be had to sign off by a physician, and you have to be deemed disabled. And usually that takes about 2 years to qualify.
Well, I think most times, but most times, you know, the government have you fighting and scratching to get disability and any other benefits that you might need. So it could possibly take you more than that. But yeah, it takes usually it's 2 years to be disabled.
Right, because because government said, nah, you just faking, you ain't really. You know, there's a lot of people do be faking. There's a lot of people,
because you can't see sometimes you can't see a disability.
Yeah, some people say I just can't hear, I can't, you know, I can fake it, you know. But you know, when it comes time to getting benefits, you know, it's a lot of it's pros and cons. You know, some people try to connive the system, but then there are also people that really do need it. So the ones that have tried to connive the system hurt the ones that really do need it. So therefore, they have to vet everybody and take you through rigorous exams in order to qualify you as being disabled. But for the most part, when you're 65 years old, as long as you've been working for got 40 quarters in, then you qualify for Medicare. Now Medicaid, a lot of people coming from the islands are immigrants, people who've come especially from Cuba, because Cuba got a sweet deal in terms of, you know, qualifying for benefits. I don't think any other group has a deal like if you're coming from Cuba. But when you come to this country and you have nothing, then you get Medicaid. Medicaid, basically, you have to be low income. Yeah. You know, you can't have a certain amount of money coming into your bank account per month, and you know, you can't own real estate and stocks and be living high on the hog and get Medicaid. Okay, you have to do that with Medicare, because Medicaid, you have to qualify based on your income. You have to say that you're poor, you're destitute, you know, and then that's when you get welfare, so to speak, and you get help. That's Medicaid aid. And people get that confused, but just remember, I know both of them start off with Meta, but aid, that lets you know that that's for people who are low income and don't have a lot. That's the Medicaid, okay?
Right.
And also people can have Medicare and Medicaid once you turn 65. The good thing about that is, if you are qualified to get Medicaid will pay your Part B as in boy, because if you don't have Medicaid, you have to have that come out of your pocket every quarter, not every, yeah, every quarter they take the money out, or if you retired and you're getting Social Security, they deduct it out of your check every month. But if you have Medicaid, and to get Medicaid, you have to make less than $1,400 a month if you're single, and it's $2,600 a month if you're married.
Mm,
They figure
okay.
low income. So it's like,
I saw something the other day, gentlemen. I think I was watching CBS, and they had the Shark Tank on, and Mark Cuban talked about a company that they're starting to lower the price of medication. Can you speak to that, Antonio, about what is happening? Because there's been a big fight, I think, from citizens to government saying we need to lower the cost of certain medications that people are getting. So do you also work to help people to find companies that deal with their medication needs, and through any of the programs be able to assist them with that?
Yeah, so with that, I usually try to help them find the right company, like we spoke about before, to find out what company pays the least for a prescription or a medication. Sometimes people, I've had clients that get their prescription from overseas,
Mm,
or directly from the company, because it's much cheaper.
okay. So if is this going to benefit, people, if it continues to lower the price, or do you think that's not going to be something that's going to be lasting?
No, I don't think that's going to last, because medication is
big business.
big business.
It's big business, and it's money, not until we go to heaven, but it's big business, and it's and big business, give a lot of money to the politicians who makes the rules and the regs, and keeps them in office. So big business. It's gonna be a push, and you got to try to get in where you fit in. I mean, a lot of companies are trying to, Amazon, and Warren Buffett's company, they've been trying to put something together. Even Biden's been trying to put something together, but there's a lot of pushback. You think, why would somebody want to push that back? And it's because somebody's making money, and we live in a system that if they can take advantage of you, then they will, and that's how it is. But it'll always be the struggle for equality, the struggle for fairness has been since the beginning of time, and we'll keep trying it. But the main thing here is that we want to stress is don't go it alone. You need help. All of us need good counseling in every aspect of our life, whether it's dealing with our auto mechanic, or a doctor, or financial planners, or you just need good counseling. And that's why the Henderson Financial Group, we look at you holistically in every aspect, whether you need a will or trust, or explaining that to you, investments or retirement planning, 401ks, and Medicare and Obamacare. You just need good counseling, and people have not because they ask not. You really have to ask and seek and knock. I've never seen a person that really knocking and the door not be open. That's virtually impossible. The problem is most people just give up, and they just feel like, since they don't know, there's no answer out there. But just because you don't know, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. There's a lot of answers out there, but you got to call 305-825-1444. You got to start there. 305-825-1444. And we can help you. We know somebody who will help you in different industries when it comes to financial affairs and really taking care of your life financially. Now, we're not doctors, but we're financial physicians, and we can point you in the right position. But since we do deal with doctors as clients, we do know good doctors also.
Right. And another thing is, all information ain't good information. Let me say that again. All information is not good information. Amen. Because just because your friend said, well, this is the best plan right here, that's the best plan for them.
Maybe, and it may not even be the best plan for them, because they could have made a mistake.
Right. A lot of people, they just follow their friends, or they say, well, I heard that this plan is giving this over here. Or sometimes friends trick you. they'll sit and tell you, oh yeah, girl, you know, I get this amount of money for food, because some of these companies, they give you $285, $310 for groceries, but they never tell you the backstory to that, how they're getting that. So they calling around looking like, why I'm not getting that? Your friend ain't telling you that they on Medicaid.
Yeah, they on Medicaid, not Medicare.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's different plans. You know, like I said, it depends. Your friends telling you, oh, they getting this, they got that. They got people coming in the house and cleaning the house up for free. That's Medicaid aid. That's not Medicare. In Medicaid, you have to be low income. You ain't getting that because you make too much money. That's why you can't qualify that.
Right.
You don't, but people don't know that. That's why I say it's always good to get good counseling. Find out. And the main thing that you always want to ask yourself before you make a move, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Is there a better way?
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's slam down. Drop the mic. If you have, if you're accustomed, if you can create a habit of before you make big financial moves, call the Henderson Financial Group and say, hey, listen, I'm thinking about buying a car. I'm thinking about doing this. I'm thinking about, moving. I'm thinking about this. Is there a better way to do it? I promise you, we'll be able to help you,
If you want the help, you got to be open to the help.
Yeah. So that number again, gentlemen?
305-825-1444. That's 305-825-1444.
And Mr. Woodbury, they'll probably have to make an appointment with you because you're going to be busy next week.
Oh, man. Mr. Henderson told me about the show, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of packed out, man.
He's only tapped out like, no. Service.
Hey,
service. You want to be great, you got to serve.
Well, so I'm gonna tell you guys, hey, when you call in and they said you have to make an appointment, don't be, oh, they told me to call. Well, yes, we did. We told you to call so that you can get on his list of appointments because we know that you need help. And
yeah,
now
it's not a physical appointment. It's not a physical appointment.
No.
So you can phone call appointment.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But hey, with that, you still have to get it on the list, Rob. I mean, you guys are not sitting there waiting.
But it's better to have to drive to our office. You know what I mean? You can say, okay, Tony will say, okay, you down for Tuesday at 12 o'clock. Call me at this number. That's you could be driving in the car. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty good. That's convenient.
Mm-hmm. Very, very much so. But I don't want anybody to, because see, I have had friends, or people who would call and say, hey man, they gave me an appointment. I said, don't you have to make an appointment to get your car repaired? Don't you have to get an appointment to, if you want to go see the doctor? Hey, if you want to even go see the Dolphins play, you got to make an appointment. You best know what time the stadium open.
And have some money too. The ticket's high now, right? The ticket's high. But we're going to these are what we're talking about now, even though you can't see. Again, we apologize if you guys just tuning in. We've had some technical difficulties on the camera here at the Henderson studio here, but we didn't want to let this pass by because time is of the essence and people are making decisions, and a lot of people are making incorrect decisions based on information they've gotten that wasn't, totally true. We felt that we still need to come on with James T. He can hold it down. He can hold it down by himself, really. But
no. This is like doing radio. See, I do interviews all the time. Well, I tell people, wait, hey, hold on, let me correct that. I have conversations on radio all the time, and I tell people the best thing to do is not so much a Q&A as it is to do just what we just did. We've been having a conversation, and Tara Ford Smith says, great information, family. A friend of mine was just asking about Medicare plans. What's the best options? Passing on the number. Woo! Hey, thank you, HFG family. So already, hey, not only do you have someone who appreciates the information, but someone who's going to become an ambassador, Mr. Woodbury, and she's going to pass on that information. But yeah, having a conversation particularly like this, and at this time, I think is so important. And we should probably do it every quarter, right, Mr. Woodbury?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be good. That would be good because most people don't know because people's lives are changing all the time. If you move from one county or one state or one city, you same company, but their benefits are different. Their benefits are different depends on your zip code. You can same plan. If I get Aetna here in Miami, Aetna, same company is different in Broward County. Same Aetna is different from Broward County and Miami-Dade County from Palm Beach County. Same Aetna, but they give different benefits. It's like going, one thing about when you go to like a franchise restaurant, one thing that they do, they keep everything the same. The prices normally are the same. The menu, the way they make the food and prepare the food, whether it's a Burger King or McDonald's, it's the same. Whether it's in Georgia, Kansas City, or Miami, it's the same. But when it comes to Medicare plans, the insurance companies change them based on city, county, your zip code, same company. So that's why you can't but we're accustomed to just blanking it and thinking that they're a franchise and this is what you're going to get. No, that's not true when it comes to medicine. It's not true when it comes to Medicare. It's not true. So you have to have someone, and you can't just go with the company. Call the company. It's about as bad as you have homeowners insurance and you get damaged. You call the company who you've been paying. You think they're going to be your friend. No, they're your enemy as soon as you got a claim. It's the same thing anytime it happened with medicine and Medicare. No, you need an outside advocate. You need someone like Antonio, the Henderson Financial Group, to help you navigate through this maze so you can find out what is the best plan. And doctors, let me tell you something. You may love your doctor, but your doctor will drop that beautiful plan you've had for years because the insurance company not paying him enough for servicing you. And you all of a sudden, you like, hey, everything was beautiful. Doctor, will you take my plan? Now you change plans. Why? He just says, I don't use the company no more. We got to go to the company. And you're like, what happened? And now you can't use that same doctor that you don't fell in love with for the last 10 years because he left Aetna and now he went with Simply.
Okay, wait, Rob, but you brought up now that kind of situation. If that doctor's been caring for me, Mr. Woodbury, what do I have? Do I have to find another doctor? Or how can I maneuver to get this doctor that I want to keep?
Well, you'll have to get that doctor, you'll have to change your plan. But most times people are stuck to the plan and they'll change a doctor. Again, like I was saying with these two African doctors down here in North Shore, clients, I was speaking to some of them. They was like, man, I've been with this doctor since she had her first child. And that was 17 years ago. And they're saying, well, I don't want to change because every doctor don't take the same plan. So it's either you pick your doctor or you pick the plan. If you pick the plan, then that means you have to move to another doctor.
Okay. But if you stay with the doctor, now you got to move to whatever plan he's on.
Correct. And sometimes doctors drop plans or they don't accept new patients to the plan that they're currently having because they have the plan behind their back. Like, no, we ain't accepting no more clients with this plan because the plan might not be paying them enough money.
So in other words, James T, let's say you're Dr. James T, and you have an agreement with Aetna. Now you've had that agreement with Aetna for 10 years. And all your patients come to you, they got to use Aetna. And they're accustomed to that. But now the new year comes, Aetna used to pay you for seeing each patient $200. Aetna pays you that, okay? The patients don't even know that, but Aetna pays you every time a patient comes in at $200. So now that's been going on for 10 years. Next year, Aetna says, James T, I know we used to pay you $200 per patient. We've been doing it for the last 10 years. We're going to drop it. Now we're going to pay you $75. And for the same, and you still got to see the same amount of patients. So now we're only going to pay you $75. James T, what are you going to do? Because Simply says, or Care Plus says, James T, we'll pay you $300 per patient. What are you going to do, James?
You're going to get Antonio in your office to switch them clients.
See that? See, this is business.
Correct.
What are you gonna do, James? You gonna stay with that? You gonna go down from 200 to 75, or you gonna go to Care Plus now and change all your clients to Care Plus?
Well, you know what? First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assure my patients that I'm gonna give them the same great service, but I will be going with a new plan. and I'm gonna probably encourage them to do what I'm gonna do. Go with the plan that I'm with.
Isn't that something, James? That this is the backstory that goes on all around America. What we just talked about, the average person, they never knew this is how the game is played. They're just trying to get their benefits and trying to get a plan for themselves. But there's two things going on. Not only you trying to get a good plan for yourself, but the doctor trying to get one for him too.
Trying to fill his pockets.
Yeah. So y'all got to come together. Isn't that something?
Oh my God. Hey, this has been great. Hopefully next week, what we'll be able to do, folks, is to have Mr. Antonio. If not next week, we're going to get him back real soon so that we can talk about this, because I know that with all, I did have on my list to also mention, how does urgent care fit into any of these plans, Mr. Woodbury, before we go? Because I know a lot of people go to I see these urgent cares and all of this
Popping up everywhere, huh?
popping up everywhere. Hey man, they worse than Wawa.
So you got the emergency room and you have urgent care. It's cost effective if you go to a urgent care, because most times it's zero. When you go to the emergency room and you don't get admitted into the hospital, it's a copay to that, and
Okay.
it can range from $50 to $250, from $50 to $225. But if you get admitted into the hospital within 24 hours, then they will waive that fee. But sometimes people, go to the emergency room. So that's why you see these urgent cares popping up everywhere, because most times it's a zero cost.
Okay. So they're working under some insurance plan as well.
Right. They working through all the insurance plans, really. And
Okay.
the good thing about it is, if they can't deal with whatever situation you're in, then they will transport you to an emergency room. But I recommend people to usually go to urgent care, because it won't cost you as much. It will cost you to go to the emergency room.
And see, you got to pray that you're going to get the kind of service that you would need at an urgent care.
Right. You got to know how you're feeling. And, if you about to check out, you might want to go to the emergency room.
Okay. Hey, it's been great, guys. Hey, man, thank you guys for doing this. I know it seems I know it would seem a little awkward for you, but like I said, I do this all the time. And they don't see me. I'm on radio and I'm interviewing October London, or Stephanie Mills, or whomever, Lenny Williams, and so it's just all audio. But I think that the information that you've given today has been very, very good. So, Mr. Woodbury, Mr. Henderson, I thank you for being tolerable to just doing the audio today.
Yeah, man, that's why it's a team. Thank you for being here to cover us, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, James. We really appreciate you.
No. Hey, man. Hey, we are just that, a team, and we really do want to do as Robert says. We want to serve, man. That's how we get our blessings, through service, and we hope that a lot of other people will realize that and also serve the community. So, for all those who checked in our chat and with comments, hey, we want to say thank you, and we certainly hope that everybody had a great Thanksgiving and will have a safe rest of the holiday.
You gonna take us out in prayer, bro? Because we need it.
Oh, okay. Well, Father God, we thank you for this opportunity that you've given us, and we made use of it, and we do it so that we can serve. So continue to bless us and bless the Henderson Financial Group. Bless Mr. Woodbury and his ventures as helping people and servicing our people. For it's truly through serving them is how we worship you, oh God. So, and in doing that, you have promised that you will never leave us nor forsake us. And we're so thankful for that. We thank during this Thanksgiving weekend, we want to say thanks for all that you've done. Bless that Henderson Financial Group. Bless the families that get a chance to see this, whether it's on Facebook or on YouTube, and those who join us on Saturday mornings. And we promise that we'll give you all the praise. And so it is. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Have
Amen.
a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend, and be safe, everybody. We'll see you next week. All right. Peace.